Hey, thanks for joining us here on another edition of Garage Boxing. This is Kevin Breen, and I'm joined by Rob Ernster.
Good to be here as always.
Hey, there's a lot of stuff happening here, most notably, and this is February 4th today, right?
Yep.
Thursday, February 4th, and we're all busy.
Long week of work already, you know, Thursday late. So.
Looking forward to the weekend and stuff, but looking forward to some boxing, and there's a lot of boxing coming up here in the spring and whatnot, but Mosley, Mayweather, signed, sealed, and delivered for May 1st at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Okay, so everybody knows the story. Pacquiao Mayweather doesn't happen. Now we have this only because the Berto-Mosley fight was canceled because Berto and Haiti. Okay, yeah. Everybody knows the story. So there's some talk that Mayweather wasn't going to take this and just wait for Pacquiao. So Mosley has had the contract signed since, like, I think a week now, and Mayweather, I think, you know, needed the immediate rematch clause, and there was some, you know, the blood testing obviously, but all that's agreed to. Mosley's gonna, you know, do all the blood testing, urine tests, as long as Mayweather does it the same day and the same time.
Yeah, they're both gonna, they agreed to the same terms, so to speak. You know, Mayweather put his final touches on the contract, and I was surprised he took this fight. I actually think Mosley's a tougher fight than Pacquiao. You know, that's my opinion. Mosley's got a great chin. You know, he's fast. He's proven to be an A-plus fighter for, what, 10, 12 years now, or maybe even longer. But yeah, I'm excited. And I was surprised that Mayweather signed to fight him, because he runs a risk of, you know, not being undefeated when he goes to fight Pacquiao, hopefully later this year. And you know, he's going to make probably half the money he was going to make when he fought Pacquiao. You know, maybe he makes 20 million, but he was supposed to make like 40 million. So for him to take this fight, I mean, it's, you know, he moved up a few notches in my book. I mean, I think everybody.
It's his most dangerous fight in a long time. Obviously, the first fight he had back last year against Juan Manuel Marquez was, you know, an easy fight. It was very calculated in a lot of people's opinion.
But that's a tough guy.
He made
it look easy.
Right.
You know, if Marquez fought Pacquiao, maybe it wouldn't have looked so one-sided. You know, maybe it would have. Maybe Pacquiao just needed to move up in weight and be more comfortable.
Yeah, and yeah, it really is the difference. I think there is in the weights. But yeah, we could very well be looking at a Shane Mosley Pacquiao, you know, mega fight.
With that.
Mega fight.
Either one of those guys.
You know, in Christmas or something like that. And you know, again, a lot of people think that Mosley is really the true welterweight champion with respect to, you know, the other guy there, Manny Pacquiao. So everybody's got their opinions, you know, but you can't discount the experience and the speed, the kind of the matching of styles in a lot of ways to the speed of Mayweather and. You know, experience. They've both been around a long time. Obviously, Mosley longer, and you know, and Mosley's had some defeats, and Mayweather
usually against taller guys, bigger guys. You know, Vernon Forrest, taller guy. You know, real crisp, real sharp with his punches. Winky Wright, great defensive fighter, but yet a bigger guy. You know, than Mosley. And then recently against Cotto, but that was a close fight. Had it been a few more rounds, you know, probably would have went Cotto's way, would have went Mosley's way, but. You know, Mayweather's not as big as those other two guys that beat him twice.
Mayweather's a small guy. I mean, you know,
but he's quick. You know, he's the best defensive fighter. He's better defense than Winky Wright, and he's faster than Vernon Forrest and Winky Wright. You know, so
was Mosley, you know, is he as fast now as he was when he was a lightweight? You know, of course not. But you know, I don't think that you know, Mayweather is either. Slower. You know,
exactly.
You know, and so you know, again, you've got a lot of the experience too, and you talk about those defeats for Mosley. You know, a guy in Margarito who he fought
destroyed him
over a year ago now, just over a year ago now, and that's really, he's been inactive for a year, Mosley, since that Margarito fight. And but Margarito was a tall guy, you know, and a bigger guy. So,
but Margarito didn't dodge any, no defense. He just said, you know, I'll take your shots and I'll give you what I have to give you. But he couldn't find him, and he just took way more than he could take, and ultimately got knocked out. But I think when you're an older fighter, you know, if you go without fighting for a while, it doesn't throw you off your game as if you're a younger fighter, because you got so much experience, so many fights under your belt. Like Hopkins, he doesn't need to fight 3-4 times a year to be crisp. He can fight once a year and he still looks great. Same with Mosley. I think the older you get, the less active you have to be to still show that you got it.
And really, Mayweather will have had a lot of time off too, and that's, I think, probably the one disappointing thing about this is that you kind of wish it would have been scheduled, because Mosley had he's already ready to fight. I mean, he said, hey, I'm ready now, and Mayweather, if he's, as ultimate as he says he is, then he should be in shape now.
Well, they got to build it up and make the money,
Right.
I mean, they're probably going to have a 24/7. I hope they do,
Yeah, I mean...
I don't think they have one for Claudia and Pacquiao.
Definitely not the event that Pacquiao Mayweather would have been, but it's more of an event, in my opinion, than probably Claudia and Pacquiao, which will be in March. And there's going to be an atmosphere definitely in Texas. I know people who have already got their stuff booked, and that's going to be huge, and that's going to be now, and it's going to be current. And again, you kind of wish that this Mosley Mayweather fight, I think, would have been maybe more like maybe at least April. But there's a lot of boxing going on in March and April, and we'll talk about that later. But hey, it's announced, it's out there. We'll maybe take a more technical look at it as we get closer. But there's a lot of different things to look at in this fight, and it's very, very interesting. And one thing that I thought of immediately is Mosley has really made a living out of, in his recent wins. Showing that flurry and that action and that stamina, where again, Mayweather is going to be doing his classic defense
dodge and pot shot
and doing that, and again, you pot shot on a guy that's inferior to you and exploit those differences. And I don't think there's that much to exploit when you have a guy like Mosley. I think it's going to be what are the odds for we've got the odds for the
over under, or the I'm sure we have them someplace, but I think you have to bet $250 on Mayweather to win 100, and then if you bet 100 on Mosley, I think you win like almost 200. It's like $190.
Right.
So obviously Mayweather's favored, probably because Mosley has a few losses. He's a little bit older. I think he's 38. Odds are it's going to go the distance, so the over under is like 11.5 rounds. Where you got to bet a ton of money if it's going to go the distance to win a little bit, and vice versa. If you bet a little bit and it's under, someone gets knocked out and they stop it, before the 11th round, and I don't even know if they go. Our legals are lying, but odds are it's going to go the distance. You got a guy who's a great defensive fighter. You got a guy who's got a great chin, fighting a guy with not a lot of power. That doesn't get hit.
Yeah, again, we got our opinions. You got yours, and I'll let us know.
We haven't said our opinions.
Well, should we let it out now? I mean, we could, here's what I think. I think that
just let it marinate, or
it's gonna, well, I at least at this point in time, unless I see or hear something different, as far as this fight, Mosley Mayweather, my opinion is that you got a great fight. It's going to be a classic, and you're going to see, I think, almost a stoppage of Mayweather. I think Mayweather gets by with it going the distance, and I like that bet. But I think that Mosley is going to win, a split decision, maybe even a majority decision, because of that style that he poses against Mayweather, and Mayweather taking that more defensive, style. And I think you're going to see Mosley again show that stamina that he has, and that he's still boxing like a young guy that he is, and he's got the experience and the ring generalship to match up with Mosley. And I think the key is going to be the speed. The only thing that I would think would maybe be the ring rust, but again, I don't think that's as big as a factor as we think. I think it's I think the major thing I saw, honestly,